Hello, this is Bini here. Today we are taking a look at NIO. Why is it that we are looking at NIO, which is an EV car producer? That's because it has been actually going up for about 10%, about 11% today for the past 2 days. Last Friday and this Monday is about up 15%. Now we take a look at the fundamental reason why NIO is up. According to MarketBeat, then Morgan Stanley upgraded NIO to a buy rating after the launch of unveil L90, which is a 3-row of EVs. 3 rows. It's a huge car. It's an SUV. Now today, as NIO starts its pre-launch, it's quite a positive movement, and that's why in Hong Kong side, the price is up about 11%. Now, if you take a look at the starting price, it's about $27,000, and that is really a very good value proposition if you compare that to Li Auto. As you can see in the overall trend for NIO, it is still very much in a downtrend. How do I judge it's a downtrend? Take a look at each of the highs. It's actually going lower high, and each of the low, it's going a lower low. But one thing I want to bring up to your attention is that it's probably a little bit of stabilizing around the price of $3.80 or $4 range. So it's touched this $4 range about 4 times. Now today, right now around this price here, it's the 4th time that it's into the $4 range. I'm looking at the SGX listed NIO chart here. But if you have a look into the day, so what is the day looking at? It is still downtrend. What I've shown here is an upward channel here. That means that assuming that price had a new direction, because of the new launch, price might be moving up. Then in order to reverse the downtrend, that means that because it has been actually going downtrend by making a lower high. So in order to reverse this downtrend, it must make a higher high as compared to the previous point. Then to predict that higher high point, what I did is to draw in this equidistance channel here by connecting this point to this point, and then project to this point here. Let me just show it to you. So what I did was to connect this point here and to this point, and then shift this equidistance to this higher point here. And this is how I've gotten the top of the equidistance channel, which is around 470. So this price is around 470 to $5 here. So in other words, if price is to move towards 470 to $5 range, then it's showing a higher high. Okay, why am I looking at a higher high? So that's because that in order for the trend to reverse, what is the trend? For the downtrend to reverse, there is a need to show a little bit of a bull horn, right? So there's a need to show that bullish movement from the market. And to generate that bullish movement, then price would need to trade at to 470 to $5 to have that higher high setting. Now, one thing which is good is that by trading around 470, then it will also break this down sloping trend line here that I've drawn in. So in other words, by trading around 470, it also means that price will have broken that down sloping trend line, and this is the first sign of a possible trend reversal. But if it doesn't, then technically it will also means that NIO is still in the downtrend even with the launch of unveil L90. Partly because that if you look at NIO as a company, it is still not making profit. Alright, now I'm talking about this as a short-term movement. If you would like to look at NIO, so NIO is listed, as I mentioned, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, and as well as the US. But if you are looking at some short-term price movement, then you might want to explore warrants. Again, do understand the risk involved in trading the warrants. And, to go and visit this page here, which is called warrants.com.sg, because they would have the NIO warrants listed there. The nice things is that the warrants are around the range of less than 5 cents. If you do want to look at some short-term presence in NIO, then apart from looking at the stocks, you might want to also explore a little bit into the warrants. I come to the end of my analysis on NIO. I picked up NIO because then it's one of the stocks that's moving like 10+% today, and I thought that it would be good to look at it from the technical point of view.